In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station. WLMR DB Radio.
Bubbly, bubbly.
Is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now? Move, we are just headed for the devil. One month we were spending. Everybody gets high sometimes, you know.
We can do anything.
What else can we do when we're feeling low? We are sip the Henny for the day, baby.
Nothing can stop.
Follow me to my room a long way from the front door. The front door's a long way from the driveway. My place far about an hour out, but the 458's like catching a flight, babe.
Grips on your ways, front way, back way. You know that I don't play.
Tírense, muchacho.
I'm trying to put you in the worst mood.
Don't you give up, nah, nah, nah. I won't give up, nah, nah, nah. Let me love you. Let me love you. Turn down the voice.
We don't wanna go home. We don't wanna go home. We don't wanna go home.
Of course, everyone, thank you for always staying tuned each and every week to Speak Out Your Issues with Miss Shoya Nadine.
And Sabrina.
And we have a fabulous guest with us this evening. I know you all are going to learn a lot. It's Miss Sheena Thrasher, who is, yes, a candidate for Miss Veterans America. And I was radio station owner, because he has a veteran show as well, ask us to have her on the show. I said, a pleasure, because we've not had, a pageant on our show before. So really, really, really great that you're here with us this evening. And we'll just dive in. I know I spoke with Ms. Thrasher. Again, she's a candidate for Miss Veterans America. And of course, our topic tonight is to end homelessness among veteran women and children. And of course, we need your help out there. And that is one of the components of Miss Veteran America responsibilities. So with that, we'll have her to introduce herself and just we'll get into asking her a couple of questions. Again, Ms. Thrasher, thank you for coming on our show, Speak Out Your Issues show. And if you can if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, and again, we'll get started with asking questions.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Good evening to you all. Thank you for having me on the show as well. Appreciate Levi and yourself, and Ms. Nadine, for taking time out to allow me to come on and spend time with them about this topic and this issue. I really appreciate it. I'm in a competition here in America, and the focus of it is beyond beauty, beyond popularity. It's a competition that strays away from the pageantry world. It's focused on a mission to assist veteran women and their children to remedy the homelessness that they've been experiencing, and also to be able to help them prevent if possible. And there's plenty of various ways that they do that. But a little bit myself, I am a 9-year Navy veteran. I was in the Navy for 9 years, and I enjoyed it a lot. I always tell young people if they can, just do one tour because it can only help. It's definitely a blessing, everything that comes with it. And I'm not talking just the benefits, but like actual experience of going through basic training, the training for your job, just the different people you meet, the different types of systems you get to learn, and the travel. I mean, everything is something that you just couldn't touch. I think with the civilian life, as nice as civilian life is too, but it's something that's very much a treasure experience. I was born into it. Born in Charleston, South Carolina, to a Navy mom, Army dad, and I grew up learning and just being normal. It's a normal life for me, especially with the different type of people, the different languages spoken. Thank God for the experience. I learned Spanish fluently along the way, and I try to share it with my children as well. And also the different cultures, from African to Asian to everything in between, gave me that experience through the military. So I was born there, raised in Central America from 3 to 9, and then from there we moved to Jacksonville, Florida. And that was my home of record until I joined in 2000 and got out in 2009. And with all those various experiences I've had over the years with employment, I realized it was just calling from the beginning. I'm very much a creator, entrepreneurial spirit as well. I have my dance ministry, arts ministry, where it's more than dance, singing as well, any artistic type of way that can be able to platform the word of God. That's where my heart is. Wow. So that as well as a lot of other ventures. I make brownies. They're healthy. They have vitamins and minerals. My daughter has a lemonade company, Noble Crown Lemonade. My son, he did car washing since he was 9. We very much try to keep it a family affair. Like I just feel like the instillment of letting the kids know that they can do anything they ever want is very important from us first, and they take it with them.
Look at that. So that's good. You're really, like they say, grooming them great to entrepreneurship, and just like you say, working at an early age, it builds character. Dr. Martin Luther King never told a story about that in reference to, he wasn't wrong what I mean by told a story about it. I don't want to use the other word, but he definitely was right on point. It just building character, and it's the operation of living, operation of the world, getting them started with, and I know it helps with their energy level of like, okay, concentrating on something, you won't be all over the place. building your own business and everything, which is great. So, how long has it been since you've been out of the Navy?
It's been about 10 years now.
What?
About 12 years.
Shucks, you look like you're still in your 20s. You talk on that picture that you said.
Oh yeah, that's my boot camp picture. The one in the flyer.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's boot camp. So yeah, I thank God for the genes. The genes are good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, my children are 8 and 18.
Oh, okay.
So, like, yeah, I get it a lot of checking the IDs and things, but I thank God for it. I'm sure for a reason. Like, we all have our gifts, and I believe that's one of the facets of it, like to have that everybody can be used. We all have our youth, that spirit at heart. You know, it's like that number has nothing to do with it.
Right.
Unless you let it, then it will. It will make a difference in your life. But yeah, just to keep encouraging others too along the way. Like, no matter what it is, no matter what age you might be or wish you would have started something, it doesn't stop the timing of purpose.
Okay.
It's beyond the time that's chronological.
Yes.
So it doesn't. As long as you have that heart and that will and that desire to go for it and take the steps to get there, you know, we're gonna have some stuff. You know, the trials, the obstacles are imminent.
Right.
Which is never easy, especially where I'm at now. I still have my bumps. Not like I'm Fortune 500 company or anything yet, but I know what's destined to come. So it's just a matter of just learning along the way and keep pressing and keep just getting ready.
Yes, yes. And most importantly, from my end, staying happy and having fun.
Yes.
And what you're doing, you know, because
God love it.
yes, indeed. Did you want to chime in, Sabrina, before we get to asking any questions?
So you know, I'm all into looking at the generations. I didn't know they had this, so I'm like looking up all the information, and this is like so cool. Yes, ma'am. Really? Oh my God, I had no idea. And I felt the same way because when I first came in to know it, I don't know that part of the conversation yet. If I can tell you where it came from, where I connected to it.
Yes.
But yeah, so I in my heart, before I found out about them, I've always thought to myself, you know, it'd be cool because I've always loved fabulous coming up. I love taking pictures. I feel I'm very photogenic. Not to be a braggish type person, but I just love it's a natural thing.
Right.
And I enjoy doing it behind the camera. I love to take pictures. I don't mind being in front. I have a very vocal personality, and I don't mind. I felt like I was groomed to use it even for like a baby. Like it was just destined to be part of what's going to be a part of me and what I made to do. And I'm glad about it. And I like to use that to help other people know that you just unleash whatever's in you, and it's going to just keep doing it.
Right.
What looks you might get no matter praise or no praise. It doesn't. Praise, I mean, thank God for people who lift each other up, but it's like I don't need the determining factor that allows you to release what's in you.
Right.
You do it because you have it.
Right. And
but yeah, so then it's like I came across stuff. It would be nice if it was a pattern for military people. I was like, that was something. I'll just make one myself because I ain't heard one. But I was a part of this women's business course, wellness courses for veterans in Jacksonville. It was Northeast Florida's Women's Veterans Center. They had like a wonderful 6 months course. Everything from like health, from like vocation, everything that you think of that help grow, educational and like business and like getting your degree. Anything you think of, they have all kind of different people come on to talk about different topics. I mean, things about emotional health, mental health, everything.
Wow.
And from there, I got connected to an actual women's business specific organization called HERBIZ, HERBIZ.
Mm-hmm.
And that took me leaps and bounds as well, but it was in her total wellness. I met a woman. She was a previous contestant. She said it out loud while we were talking about it. She said something like, yeah, I mean, this passion. I said, hold up. Say that again. Why? She said, there's a passion for veterans? I mean, just tell me the link. I'm there.
Yeah.
So I did my research on it. Just the fact that it was there, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then I found out what it was about. And I was like, oh, this is even better than I could ever imagine. The fact that it's on helping women, veterans, and their children come out of homelessness.
See?
And not just the housing part, but like you need clothing, you need food, you need counseling, you need what you need a big cooker, you need some clothes, what you need, That's what they're about.
Right.
And I said, I have to. I know what that's like. I've been there myself. So it's like I don't imagine how many other people have it. People are surprised what homelessness really means. People think it's because you're on the street and you get a cup and you ask it for change. And they would think like, well, I don't really see that many women and children out in the street. So how is that even true to be even that we are the single women, veterans, and children are like the fastest growing group of homeless population in this nation? And you would think, how the hell I never see it like that on the streets? But it's down the streets because it's like an invisibility situation where most of us are at so and so's house,
Right.
in a couch or we're in a room until we can.
Right.
Get something of our own, and that's literally technically what a homelessness situation would be. You don't have that place in your name, give or take. Of course, roommates for a purpose. They do roommate stuff on purpose. But other than that, if it ain't your house, you don't have one.
Right.
It's not in you don't have one. So if you think about it like that, a lot of us have been there.
Right.
Must be like know about what that looks like and what shame there should be no shame.
Like you said, you don't think about it in that perspective, like you just put it. Transitioning, from one place or from a marriage or a relationship and having to move in with someone, we never like said it was homeless, but it is, and it is that, not necessarily just a category. So those were great pointers that you brought up. Sabrina, did you want to ask any questions at this point, or have any ideas?
Yeah, because I'm on here and I'm seeing, when you talked about homelessness, you're absolutely 100% correct. Having been homeless, homeless is not just a state of being, it is a state of mind, right? And it is magnified times 10 when you have children. So now you have to not only, think about yourself and constantly in survival mode, you also have to think about that little mouse that is dependent on you, and that you have to feed. So I do have a heart for that. But the part that hurts me the most is these are men and women that have served this country so that we can have shows like this, so that we can speak freely, so that we can sleep at night, not fearing a war or, an invasion or whatever you want to call it. And then once those men and women who have served their country, and I'm just going to say it, have lost life and limb, right? To come back to not have a home, to not be treated with the respect that is due them for the service that they have rendered to us in this country is a travesty, right? That's a travesty in itself, but not having a home, not having a place to live, that cuts on a different level. I'm just going to say it like that. I never knew, I'm like all into this website right now, learning about all the things.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just being honest, and I am like engrossed. I had no clue that there was such a thing. But
that's good.
I would say that any person the person that has been chosen to wear this crown is heavier than the Miss America crown. I'm going to say that. Yes, I did say that. For me, this is Sabrina's opinion. No one else, y'all. Don't come fussing. In my opinion, this crown there's a heavier weight because of what all comes with it and what it entails.
Right.
So, I don't want to give anything away because you have to talk about what it is and what it means. But for all of our listeners out there, I encourage you to look at the Miss Veteran America website. Go on this website, read what it is about, what it's about, what it is about.
Good.
Not just the pageant side, but what it is about.
And
it is an eye-opener.
Oh, of course, and it's great, and I appreciate you bringing that out too, Sabrina, because it's so many worthy causes out there. But this is one that really hits home and close, to heart, and it having substance with the Miss Veteran America, and it's not just for causes. This is for helping one to get out of the situation, like you saying earlier, Sabrina, Miss America's, this is what I have a passion to do and looking to seek to do that. This is like they say, grounds, boots on the ground, but you already have no one to help and to help lift one another up. I was looking on the website as well. How long have they been doing it, Miss Veteran America?
Yeah, it's been around for about 11 years.
Okay.
So maybe 11th year here. And yeah, it just gets better and better with time because every year we find there's more things to find out what our sisters need. And this is like more than just some women who are going through. It's like our fellow sisters.
Right.
And it's like even when it's like for me, I never went overseas to fight anybody's war on like hands on, but I still support as the administrative section that I was assigned to. But still, even when people could have been everything could have been great up to a certain point, like say unplanned pregnancy, and things just kind of went.
Right.
Somebody could have health issues and then things went just like that, and all of a sudden you find yourself, okay, so
right.
we need somewhere to be. So it's like life happens. It happens all the time. That's another thing that just catches people by surprise. Because you would think, especially the last 2 years that we've been around in this world, 2.5 years.
Yes.
I think we all learned that things can really happen.
Oh yes.
And we know that they can, but it really shows proof in action.
Right.
And so, as much as I would love to say, I thank God for what is in play.
Oh no. You were speaking. The thought came to my mind: is this through all of the areas of like the Navy, the Marine? Is this encompass all of the areas? Okay.
Yes, every branch.
Okay.
Every branch could have started Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Army. Everybody who served deserved to be served. And that's first for women because we don't focus on ministry purely for women. Women's a mission based for women and children. But yeah,
okay.
That's just the requirement. That's the only requirement.
So you definitely get it.
Can I give the stats if that's okay?
Oh yeah.
I just to find these stats are so alarming. 4,338 women, veterans, are reported homeless. 23,000 of them are unemployed. And women are 2 to 3 times more likely to be homeless than any other group in the U.S. adult population. 70% of them are single mothers. Okay, so imagine when I said me being homeless as a single mother, I'm in the military, but this is like times 2. Looking at the stats are staggering, right? Not knowing this, I'm like, where have I been under a rock? What?
Well, these are definitely.
Like that.
You don't.
No.
Right.
22 million veterans total. Out of that, 2.2 million of them are women. You are serving for this country. Again, as we talk about, I'm going to talk about from being a woman. We take in things differently than men do. So our mental state is different from the way men process stuff. Because of our nature and our mothering nature, when we see children and war and all of this stuff, it affects us differently, even on a mental level. So for me, I look at PTSD is times 2 for a woman because you are experiencing it on the mental level and your body is experiencing it as well. And then you have that level, I don't know, I can't speak for all women, but there's a level of hopelessness when you cannot help, when you see devastation, degradation, and all this stuff going on. There's a level of hopelessness that also grips you along with the depression and everything else that comes with that. So now you have all of that piled on you, and you're trying to figure out where your next meal is going to come from, not just for you, but for you and your child. Now I've served this country and I can't get any kind of benefits, not even a roof over my head. This is, okay, I'm going to put my soapbox back in. I'm sorry, I have a tendency to slide that box out. I'm going to slide it back under my desk. But I just wanted, for me, the stats, the numbers are what make it even more real. If you're thinking about it, just us talking about it, when you hear the numbers and the staggering numbers and that, this hits it home in front of your face.
Okay. Yes. And Thank you, Sabrina, for definitely doing that. That lets us know, even if in service, there's a problem. Um, and it's definitely real. And it's like you're saying, nothing has been talked about, and the general public don't know about that side, in the service. I was just going to go and ask, of course, we know it's for the homeless women and children and completely of the family. Um, what other goals that you have in mind, that you'd like to, that are there for you to do when becoming Miss Veteran America?
Yes, if I may backtrack a little bit on the foundation of this first, about where this all came from, this organization.
Sure.
It was founded by Miss Jazz Booth. She was Army veteran, and she experienced this firsthand. She's an Army officer, and found herself to be without the resources she needed to be where she needed to be, and rather she so deserved to post enlistment. And so with that experience and having not so much of a hand up to be able to help her get to where she needed, and there was so much short service, like short just short list of things that she could really pull from to get where she needed to be as far as housing and getting resources for her family.
Yes.
When it came to housing and beyond. So with that, she decided to, hit the ground running and get some phone calls going and make sure she connected with the people who can make the connection, make things go and keep going.
Right.
To start something like this for not just her, but it's like one of those fires that ignited a flame inside who was a torchbearer for many other people. And so once that happened, she created Final Salute, and that's the primary foundation and nonprofit that funds all these wonderful services that we give to the service women. So Final Salute Inc.org is where there's even more numerous stats and information that shows how the money raised is being used. It shows how it's giving these women a brand new start and these children. And it also comes from like a program. A couple of programs are called Safe and Home and Next Uniform. Home is an acronym. Like me, a Navy person myself, we live off the acronyms. I know. I don't know about. I know. It's just here. Y'all remember just living off acronyms too.
Oh yeah.
Acronym. But yeah, so Home is one of the most substantial. It's the most substantial program because it's a housing outreach, mentorship, encouragement. Where of course it's assistance for getting housing, not any housing, but housing that's sustainable and safe for the veteran. We want to be able to make sure they have something brand new for this world and something that they deserve. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of programs out there that, God bless them, there's a lot of programs for us when we come out. Like we need help with stuff, so as veterans go. But the caliber is totally different. For example, I've been through programs that's called SSBF. I don't know if you ever recall that. They help pay for housing, but it's like so many landlords, so many management companies don't even want to accept that money. They look at it like they put their nose up to it, they'll take Section 8 and Section.
Wow.
And I don't get that. Like that just blew my mind.
That's
personally.
Yes.
And it shouldn't have to be that hard to have to like call a million people to say, can you take? Can you take? Do you take? You don't? Have you heard of? Nope. Okay.
Right.
But if you say Section 8, it's like, yeah.
See.
Bring it on. Bring it on over. So it's like with that in mind, my personal focus in this campaign is to make sure that the numbers, the understanding is more clear. There's more clarity. There's more of a connection of what we are as women veterans, what we need, and having more people out in the civilian that can help us, building more bridges for other organizations to be able to come on board in those areas of mental health, emotional health, physical, financial, vocational, and resources in between for the children, counseling, anything that is needed. But we need more. We have it now to a degree, but we need I want to expand that. I want to go out and go not just around this whole country, but I want to go to, international borders, because a lot of us retired or got out overseas. Some of us didn't come back, and stuff still happens even if you're not here in the USA.
Right,
So I want to go talk to those women and their children to get what kind of stuff they could have used to either prevent what they need more of now, anything that's lacking in between. I want to talk to them.
I love
They're on survey.
Right.
Help us guide us what we need to keep doing to improve.
Right.
Serve beyond this nation's border.
And with that, hold the rest of your thoughts. You all don't believe time has gone by. We got to go to a station break. Again, we'll speak out your issues with Michelle Nadine and Sabrina with Miss Sheena Thrasher. And of course, she's a candidate for Miss Veterans America. And we'll be right back.
Spring was never waiting for us, dear. It ran one step ahead as we followed in the dance. The coffin's heart is melting in the dark. All the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again. Oh, no.
weekend, everyone. Thank you for staying tuned. This is a hot topic this evening. We come to know that it is a pageant with Miss Veterans America. And we have Miss Sheena Thrasher on with us to speak out your issues this evening. Of course, you all know, brought to you by WLMR-DB Radio each week. We were just learning a lot before we took a station break. And I think Sabrina would like to ask Ms. Thrasher a question.
Oh, yes, ma'am. So I'm back on this. I have not left the site, you all. Let me tell you, there's so much information here. And Final Salute, I'm going to go right over there next. But I wanted to ask Ms. Thrasher about the screening. So I see they were saying about the VA screening was they were only able to screen 3 million veterans, the most which were white males between the ages of 51 and 60. And there's an estimated 82% of women veterans that do not use the VA for health care.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that number is so high?
I think there's a mistrust that it comes to when it comes to VA care and women's health. And one thing we've been fighting for that would be do justice for us on just regular care. I think because the standard of when you take it back to history about the average person who did join the military when it first all started was the white male, typically. And so it seems like that was the majority of what the healthcare problem was leaning towards catering to. And as time shifted over with more ingrained when it came to color, race, and of course women joining too, then it's a need that had been caught up with, evolved along the way, which a lot of things will slip through the cracks. And you would think because we've been around, it hasn't been like, it's been years, it's been solid 100-ish years, give or take, depending on your branch. Some more, some less, some 100, but it's when more people have spoken up to what was needed. And I think there's more, when there's more attention given, and as it has happened over the years, we've done that. And there's a heavy trajectory that's being shifted, I think, recently, not even just in the last couple of years, but like decades. And a lot of, voices have been brought up to be needing to be heard, not only with healthcare, but the way things are done in the military when it comes to like assault, sexual assault, violence, anything that has been pushed to the side, typically, or pushed back and shut down locally. There needs to be more hands-on approach to giving the victim a voice, and that's what I love about this competition. But especially they would have me not to be on here, not mention it. Make sure I make a note that it's never ever been a pageant, and I don't say that to be a corrective person. Like it's a bad thing that you did, like it's the wrong corrective thing. But it's like you and I learned when I got there.
Thank you, thank you.
And they're like, wait.
Yes.
That was the set apart. They're like spit on the competition word versus pageant, so that gives that elevated set apartness. Yes, we're here to compete for this crown that is truly a blessed ambassador place to be able to take on, so it should be that catalyst of change for these issues.
Okay.
And I wholeheartedly would love to do that. And of course, we're all here, me and my sister, the two of us, we all have the same focus to build awareness and funding.
I think your maybe earpiece is kind of causing it to have some scraggly in it. So, okay, that sounds, yes, a little clearer now.
But yes, with that, I'm sorry, I went full circle with that, but pretty much that's my confidence of why there's such a lack of the woman veteran trusting the healthcare system, therefore just bypassing completely not to be registered, not to want to be treated in the system. But it's not all of us, of course, but it's a certain amount, as you can see. But I believe as we continue to keep missing what's missing in numbers, because there's strength in numbers, more things will change. I know that personally. I'm that kind of person too. I see something happening at employment or organization.
Yes.
I like to speak up. I want to talk to somebody who's in charge. And I don't just only like to do it when something's wrong. I like to do it when something's right too. I know we hear a lot of complaints. When something's right, be sure to tell the manager too. At the same time, change doesn't come until we all stand up and do something. And nobody's not important enough to ever say anything. That's the one thing I want to make sure everybody walks away with. It's not about the title. It's about the fire that you have when you're made to do something about it. Something that makes you so mad is usually because you're the one that's supposed to do something about it. Do something about it.
Love it. I really appreciate you, explaining that, and it was very clear. Really understood that. Is there any other questions that you want to ask Sabrina before I ask her the next question?
You know what you were saying, because you're right. This is you're literally an ambassador, a voice for those that are dealing with this issue and wanting more transparency and needing more aid. You would think this is our military, this is our government. You would think they would be more progressive in this, knowing that women and men are serving in this in the military, and we know that it's not equal. We're aware of that, but we would think that you'd be more progressive than you are now. These numbers are staggering, and it's almost as if you are trying to keep them invisible, in that women are seen but not heard category. Is that making sense with that?
Definitely.
So, and that's what this feels like, looking at these numbers. You're good enough to teach, to serve, but don't ruffle too many feathers. Don't try to go any higher than. Know your place. Men belong in the kitchen, not in the field. That type. And that's what I get from this. Just looking at the numbers. It's just heartbreaking. And talking to you today, I truly believe that you would be, because you're asking the questions that need to be asked. You're calling to action already. You're calling them to task already. So I just talking to you in a little time that we had to get to know you, literally knowing that you will be that voice.
Thank you.
For this, to be an ambassador for this voice that needs the sound. You are that megaphone. I truly believe that.
That warms my heart. I really accept that. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for your support. It would be an honor for your heart, as well as Miss Nadine, that I hope it comes across that way too, because come finals, which are actually October 28th through the 30th in Orlando, Florida, at the Rosen Plaza. We're going to crown them on the 30th. But it's like, I don't want to do the same.
Do you want top-notch entertainment or Broadway plays for your event or establishment? Then see you need to hook up with Newham Carter Broadway Plays Promoters, LLC. Give them a call today at 470-776-0863. Your clients will be running back to your establishment when they see your next event is produced by Newham Carter Broadway Plays Promoters, LLC.
I wanna leave my footprints on the sands of time. Know there was something that meant something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I'll leave no regrets. Leave something to remember so they won't forget I was everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I wanna say I live each day until I die, and know that I meant something in somebody's life.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station. WLMR DB Radio.